Hello everyone, we're back and this is May 10th. We're doing Sunday's class on a Saturday. We just seem to be moving all over the calendar. I'm Robert.
I'm Suzanne and we're Clarity.
I'm Sandra.
I'm Christina. I'm Suzanne.
And here we are. And thank you for joining us. This is a lovely evening after a very rainy day here in Maine on May 10th, 2025. And I'm going to scoot right on into the Alchemical Mind blog. And for today, it's Air, Seed of Air, Supernal Nurturer. Quote. Let me make that a little bigger on the screen.
I'm not any glasses. I've got glasses and glasses.
Air feeds fire, sparkles water, and nourishes earth. Air is a Jacob's two-way ladder, from above to below and below to above. The present situation requires a conscious two-way stretch. Become like Janus, the Roman god of the new year, who looks both back and forward simultaneously. The future grows out of the present, which in turn is a product of the past. Dr. John Mumford from his book, Magical Tattvas. And that makes this bigger. Can you read this?
Thank you, honey.
Oh, wait, I gotta make this part bigger so it can show up bigger. There we go. Excuse me.
Is this today's?
This is actually today's, too.
This is definitely the alchemical position for this time. Oh, no, it is today.
Yep, indeed.
Each day, this is part of the position we need for clarity, to rock back and forth, to soothe the energy around us and in the world. Difficult at times, but always rewarding.
Yeah.
Air, seed of air, supernal nurturer.
That is wonderful.
I loved how that unfolded.
I do too. I love the rocking back and forth part. It's just okay. And going with this entry is the flower imprint number 35. We're going through them sequentially these days, and let's see if I can get that to come over this way. Here we go. This one is Anise, Banksia, and Pussy Willow, and it says, let me get these glasses right here so you can read it on the screen better. Okay. Anise, Banksia, and Pussy Willow form a trinity of vibrational nodal concordance that resonates with the molecular formula source scanner. This unique combination allows one to maintain the ability to retain the essence of the source sound, bringing it into dimensional awareness without any ambiguity in direction or intent. As a result, the body zero is able to move with a profound sense of equilibrial balance and clarity. The center of this equilibrium lies in the inner ear, but disruptive sound scramblers can throw off this sensorial space of direction. However, by harnessing the power of Anise, Banksia, and Pussy Willow, one can regain this equilibrial balance, allowing for movement and clarity and a profound sense of overall wellness.
I love that.
That's very important.
35, the whole inner
Flower
ear.
imprint 35. So
Help me.
when you read these imprints and you're getting the information through the imprintation visually, but then when you find this, and you all of a sudden are finding out that the body has a source scanner, molecular formula source scanner, and it helps move the equilibrial balance. So that's really important. Another.
And it's really easy to be kind of thrown off and get dizzy.
Yes.
And that's what, nowadays it's for everybody. Everybody's complaining about that here and now.
Yeah, they are. Okay, now I'll come out of here and we'll go straight to...
Well, before we get started,
okay.
I want to say a very, very great thank you to Diane for all your encouragement, your support. It means immensity to us.
It is the world to us.
Have been able to keep on going.
I know.
These times, and it's where it's like you have somewhere to send it to. I mean, it goes on to our website, and we send the Rede itself to maybe 10 people or 5, but then we have it on our website, and there it gets opened up more. All the things get looked at a lot more than just that little bit. But it just means you're like our, it's a, when they share the fires, and the Vikings, and one lights a fire, and then across the mountains and the seas, you'll see another light of fire, and then another light of fire, and we keep each other going, and we signal each other and comfort each other that way. And you are that fire for us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, you are.
Certainly are.
Okay, well, I love the cover. You're going to love the cover, Diane. And anyone else listening in, you go to this issue, the May 10th issue, 2025 of Alchemical Rede magazine, and you're going to love the cover. The text of it across the top of the collage is, this site, S-I-T-E, is not for the faint of heart. And there's quite a truth in that. And I love this energy here because it's kind of foreboding in the most jovial way. Because look, you have this little vampire stuffed pillow toy over here to the right-hand side. You have this kind of Indian princess, native, aboriginal goddess energy picture here in the middle, and then you have the wonderful
I love those
characters over
Oh,
here
they're
on the
wonderful.
left that look like they're from away, as they say in Maine.
Isabella was painting me.
I just love that. That was wonderful. So let's see. We'll move on here. Let me make this bigger on the screen.
This site is not for the faint of heart. Introduction.
That's right here.
And what we thought we saw, we might need to take another look.
Mystery. Isn't that perfect for that page?
I love this.
No, that just landed beautifully, didn't it?
It's a great picture.
It is. Let's make this a little bigger here.
Thank heaven she was so patient with us.
She was
No,
very
she-
patient.
Taking pictures of her.
Okay, May 10th issue. This site is not for the faint of heart. Just when you think you have it all tucked and patted into place, boing, there goes the loose hair, H-A-R-E. And what are you going to do? It is the mother of all inventions and the grumpiness of being late.
Oh, God, it is so good.
I'm going to read the bottom part.
Time to perfection. What comes undone gets put back together again. We are never without reason, but finding the reason for things is something you have to dig deep for. And then I love this,
Yes.
everywhere.
Omnidirectional.
Omnidirectional.
Wow.
So everywhere is where you have to go.
And that's an immensity of imagery there with all the patterns and a lot of the collages and photography. And it's just, that is a very impressional piece right there. And we're talking early in, we're talking page 4 of the flip book. Listening to the spade that can easily dig up what you've been planted for. Listening is the spade that can easily dig up what you've been planted for. Working with a full deck helps the most. And with the healing light and principal patterns, you can't go wrong.
When things feel upside down, or things feel as though they're gone sideways, the cards of selection come to your intuitive need. To trowel your way through an event is such an energetic thing to do. And I love this. This is one of the best photo images, I think, one of my favorites. It's George River and this wonderful, iconic kind of tree that's gone down that we call it the ferry boat. And it's at a skeletal level. And then my face and this one eye is coming through, looking through the reeds and everything. And that's just pure magic to me.
It is to me too.
And it's a visionary expanse that takes you from the everyday into the supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And really is looking through that veiled perception of the between, which is wonderful. Oh, we already read that. Digging into the earth of what you are planting your ear deep into the listening, are the steps that bring treasures up from below.
The above is as far as you can see, and the below is not for the faint of heart, because this is where you encounter ease. And because ease is such an odd fellow, not everyone is comfortable as you think they'd be.
Oh, you're right.
Isn't that funny? At the end, you talked about Oddfellow too. You didn't know that I wrote that there.
No, and I talk about it later,
Yeah.
and and it's kind of off the wall. So how we came together with that is just magical.
It is very magical.
And I love this collage.
Oh, do I ever?
This takes you
this
everywhere
collage.
at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. Takes you everywhere at the same time. Whoa. You are sighted, S-I-T-E-D, by your own good graces, and this leaves you feeling balanced and able to bring balancing energies even into the oddest situations, ones that leave you perplexed and confused. And
To unroll the rug,
oh yeah.
to unroll the rug of your own flying carpet is to know the thread count of your weave. The shuttle travels back and forth, facing one direction and then the other, pointing this way and that. Jonas could manage it, and so can you. Oh, and I love this. This is
In the
this
Redes.
piece is so
That's
fabulous.
that's a radial presence of
yeah.
mystery right there.
I could look at that all day.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the pulse, the red thread is the key. And with a key, you can open doors that seemed impassable, unable to be passed through. Yet, with a simple turn, your turn, it can be done.
Mm-hmm. Alice remembers the day she tried to fit through, finding it impossible, and it was quite a stretch for her to finally manage it, shrinking her thinking down to size before things would match up.
I just love that.
Oh.
That shrinking the thinking down to size is like, that is magical. That is the Alice in Wonderland thing, but it's a thing that we have to learn to do
Mm-hmm.
and do freely and easily all the time. It's like bringing your thinking down to the size of a pea.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You know, shrinking the overthought and becoming so sensitive to things that you can feel the size of a pea, and you know how to shrink yourself to it. I love that.
I do too. And I love this collage here, this cubed presence that you've got here.
The courage wardrobe, I love it.
And it does take courage to have a certain wardrobe, doesn't it?
Yes, it
Or
does.
courage to go through the
Well,
wardrobe.
to have your own wardrobe for sure,
Yeah,
not
and,
somebody else's.
and then the courage to go through the wardrobe into
yes.
the other dimensions.
And many things. I mean, Narnia and other things have insinuated one must go through a wardrobe of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last part we read was shrinking her thinking down to size before things would match up.
Wow.
But the effort was more than worth it, because when the numbers all add up, you are you're par for the course. Ask any upside down pink flamingo with a knock to the head.
Mm-hmm. That might have only happened in the animated version, but they did play with a flamingo as a golf club.
Oh, that's right, like an ounce.
Yeah. Knock 3 times, and what was closed will open, if you're in the right frame of mind. Clear your head by taking deep, relaxed breaths, and you will find the ease is sitting right next to you, watching as you inhale and exhale.
Why don't we do that right now?
Those 3 breaths are like the 3 knocks. They'll let you in. And then the Knocks are like those magical fairy people in that other program. And I love this
I love this
collage
one.
right here. You want
I
to read
think
that one?
they are taking 3 breaths.
I think they are too.
Mandala ourselves into an ancient knowledge that quickens our light in rhythms of sand that cellulize our potency.
Mm-hmm.
The words to this
Make sure I got
collage
this all the way
just
up.
enamored me. They were
Yeah, it's all the
using
way up.
the way it comes together with the verbs and the.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
just things
It's
being
the
verbed that
magic
aren't
of it.
usually verbed. I never thought of mandala ourselves.
Isn't that wonderful?
And, oh, it's wonderful.
Body is light. Wow.
That quickens our light in rhythms of sand that cellulize our potency.
Mm-hmm. Just gorgeous.
And that is part of the deep mystery of mandalas.
Mm-hmm.
And that the whole sand is actually an alchemy that's happening. And it does cellularize because the mandala increases your potency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. On-site work, SITE, is some of the very best kind. You fit right in and you are then able to get a lay of the land, so that what needs doing gets going, and what unfolds can be seen with ease.
Mm.
You have to be on site.
And I think on site is that at many times when we did our work, a lot of it was done on site, wherever on site was.
Mm-hmm.
That we did our work everywhere we went.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were willing to do that, it made it authentic and real.
Mm-hmm.
Not something you pretend. You're living inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay?
You want to read the bottom part?
Once you gather yourself up in a basket of flowers, you can bouquet yourself by parcel post to the nearest branch of your rooting tree.
Oh, wow. Love that.
The mycelial network is open 24/7, and you are always welcome. Is that fabulous?
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Kundalini speaks in many ways that we thought we could never allow. We become a bit unglued with all the inner travel that we did not think we even had a passport to. Passage.
Oh,
I love and look at the doors. The
We're in
doors
the
to be
mystery, even
open,
though
the mystery of that, and there's the travelers,
it shakes
the
you up.
two, the two.
You didn't know you had a
travelers.
passport to the mystery, and
No.
you're thinking, oh my
Oh
god.
my God! How
I
did I
never
get?
thought about it, but I really didn't go and get a passport.
How did I get here? I love it.
This is a wonderful collage.
It is. Hansel and Gretel stop by now and then, checking through the forest to see what's up and what's down, and to have lunch at the table of the long spoon. It takes more than breadcrumbs to find your way.
Oh my god, that's so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
More than breadcrumbs. Papered awareness folds, bends, and creases throughout the patterns of corrugation, making marks that stretches the imagination. We are the salted of our own cellular makeup and are etched into a pattern of creativity. And there is a real etching of pattern into the salt.
Yeah.
Of
And I look at that.
Of the body consciousness.
How that goes with this one, because it's the patterns of the self. So, look at that. Oh, Kuan Yin Oracle of Compassion number 26. Climb the steps up into the moist, crisp air of the moonlit night that fills the world with the presence of its mystery, initiation. So, and there's...
So we're in the middle of an initiation this week.
And there's reference to this climbing the ladder in here later on, so that's just so befitting.
Our codial presence is numbered through our lettering, storytelling, and a place. We home ourselves and blanket our feelings with ease and comfort. This is a testament to grace. Oh, I love that.
Filing in lines of marking, the code is set into place by the foreseen sight of becoming. As you remain on site, SITE, you are able to gather up your belongings, No, excuse me, it is belonging, you belonging to something. You are able to gather up your belonging and know that you are indeed part and parcel of everything around you.
I love this collage.
Mm-hmm.
Building from the courage to leave and allow the old to fall down into ruins and conjure new.
Mm-hmm.
And this collage is
Oh,
just
it's
fabulous
So,
with
and
it.
that's, look, there's the ladder, the stair steps of
Oh,
these
yeah.
ones in the middle going up. And then the beautiful photography you took
Oh, you
up at
did.
the back. That's just wonderful.
Really worked together for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just precious.
The
There's
environment,
so much.
the environment and atmosphere are there for you, as you are there for them, compatriots, in an endless array of color definition and sound enhancement.
Primary are the colors that penetrate the quickest and make the most enduring impressions, so that the embodiment of the creative nature can root itself in amongst the trees.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I love this collage. It takes a lot of help to keep your creativity flowing. We have many who see our life the same way. Grateful.
Oh.
And then I love the zebra of individuality standing in front of the Fishfowl Codex books that we've written. And then you have, Yoda
Yoda.
helping with the Force. May the Force be with you. And then Aladdin, who is always is very nimble,
Yep.
being able to get
Very
to the
curious.
palace. Yeah, and then the elephant, and then that is the. I can't quite tell what that part is.
That looks like a iguana.
Cloth almost or something.
Like an iguana.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
'cause it's
Yeah,
over
okay,
by
yeah.
Aladdin.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Having a life that is deeply connected is what is desired most. When the muses strikes and sounds of intention are rung by the latter, then it is most easy for you to climb the notes of laughter, joy, and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
The mystery is really moved most equationally when there's joy and laughter.
I love that. The red threads pulse their way through the pathways that align you with your need, want, and desire when connected to love, compassion, and well-being. The fibers are woven through the gratitude you express.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Coming closer to the meaning of this time spent, I deepen cause, and the purpose of setting poses of. Can you read that part?
Mm-hmm. And the purpose of setting poses of story into place, the mystery.
And I think that's why in a lot of the collages, Susanna, it was like she was having so much fun creating poses that felt like the mystery to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mhm.
loved it.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, it wasn't like an enactment, it was like an embodiment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It
Yeah.
really was. It made it really authentic.
Mm-hmm. The cloth of witness is woven through the sight, and the sight is a sight, S-I-T-E, worth noting, when you are willing to help balance what needs to be balanced. So witnessing something through the sight when you are registering that it's noteworthy and you're willing to help balance what needs to be balanced is a very powerful position.
I love this. Fainting forward each day, we fall into the dreams that we hid back. Isn't that really
Yeah.
neat? This
I
really
love
is
that.
an interesting paragraph.
It is.
We fall into the dreams that we hid back because we thought we were not worthy, but they come anyway. Because dreams are not worthy measures of life. Dreams are what catches you forward into the gift that you need so much to peel back the veil.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
beautiful.
So the worthy here is
It was a wonderful paragraph
as
Whoa.
magical.
to read forward to for Robert to write down for me. It's like I felt like I was falling backward into it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And that's
Awesome.
what the worthy here is with the worthy up here. about the cloth of witness. You're willing to help balance the balance because it's worth noting that it's of worth, and to be of worth, you you fall forward, you faint forward.
I love this.
I love
Fainting
that.
forward each day, we fall into the dreams that we hid back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think of
Yeah.
you dreams that maybe you projected forward or what, but
Uh-huh.
these are the ones you hid.
Mm-hmm.
You hid back because we thought we were not worthy.
We're not worthy.
Yes.
But they come anyway.
God.
They come anyway.
You know, it's like build them and they will come.
Mm-hmm.
They come anyway because dreams are not worthy measures of life. Dreams are what catches you forward into the gift that you need so much to peel back the veil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is so true.
It's
Thank
so
you for
powerful.
writing that.
Okay, you want to read the collage?
Mhm.
Oh, the clarity of the connection with all plant life is relationshipial. The ease of the curve is the connecting factor that speaks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I love that. It's so gardeny.
Uh-huh.
There's so much with the dreamscape avatars coming in to be part of our life, and then you have the garden part over here.
Mm-hmm.
So the green world is just all
Yeah.
coalescing into this
And we
collage.
drew and painted them all in the garden.
Mm-hmm. It's that connection, the clarity of connection. I love that, sweetie. You are upside down often, and you pull up your boot to tack down your soles so you can manage to be upright. That actual letter B missed the E. But when you walk forward, you feel a bit tacked in. You sit on your heels and all the way to the ground so you can be like frog and make a big leap.
So you're
Beautiful.
squatting.
Uh-huh.
Sit on your heels. And I think
Oh,
you
and
should say
squat.
squat all the way
I think
to the
that's
ground.
the word I missed. I was trying to keep
Yeah.
up. Thank you. Squat all the way to the ground so you can be like frog and make a big leap. That's wonderful.
Wow.
And then here
We
you
are made for this big leap. And this is why our legs are so bendy like when we are young. Because we know the prince is real. And the princess has not forgotten his sweet eyes. And he has not forgotten hers. It should
Okay.
be hers.
Let me hit save on that. Oh, and then the collage here. Opening up the blue, we predict water as relevant and wild under the alchemy of the radiant tutelage of Gaia as mother. Oh, I love that
brilliant.
collage, and I love the conversation
That's
words there.
chickweed.
Yes.
Isn't she beautiful? This is her time right now, too,
Yeah,
isn't
she's
it?
going to be.
I love her.
Oh, wow.
That color is just.
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes become wide, open to the curry, flavored spice of living. You can speak the language of many worlds, and your tongue doesn't just dangle in your mouth.
I love how you write.
It knows how to help you from
Form.
form words, and it remembers its original training at 2 becoming 3.
Yours, I love that. It doesn't just dangle in your mouth. You're the funniest writer. You want to read it? Yeah.
Go ahead and read
No,
that.
you read it. I love you
It
reading.
moves your vocabulary into new ideas, new syllables and vowels, new verbs and nouns, and you dare to be the voice of forbidden. All become kind of rosy in the glasses, and you remember how important the roses are in the garden.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Alice would agree with you.
Uh-huh.
The full clarity inside of time is spoken for by desire and need. There are many who are awake to and aware of our needs. Yep.
well,
We
That's the
have our
dreamscape garden.
guides and guardians are all aware of what we need.
little fairy.
Yep.
As they know what we're dreaming.
They know what we're dreaming.
They lift your sight and the heart into a new general view that knows why the leap has come. Your feet start getting ready. Your toes clam.
Up
What
a
is
bit.
that?
It's supposed to be up. It changed it. Your toes clam up.
Clam up a bit because they are not quite sure you can make the distance.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay. And you quiver a bit because it is going to take a lot of breath, love, patience, and dreaming, and the precision must be extreme.
I wanted you to read all of that because I love your writing there. It's so good. And then the collage.
Oh,
Walking through the words of what fills the mind with openings. The pinks of Robert's geranium open the mind to wonder and light.
I love that.
Love that. You have a picture of it.
Yes. Well, the last thing was, and dreaming, and the precision must be extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, extreme is the word because it takes the X and runs it down the river so you can reach everything faster than the road.
Ooh, I love that. There's a distance in this insight, and there is a meaning in this heart. And the golden eye of inclusion always sets you out in front. Oh, that is so good.
What a cooperative pair that vibrates through Codio awareness, making sure that the formation current is free and
Unbound.
unbound.
Yeah.
So that
Wow.
pattern works. Look at that with the
It
The
sure
daisies.
does. Oh,
I
it
know.
sure does. It's like climbing
Yeah.
there. It's like they're unfolding and they come up
And
from
black.
below ground, and then this is just spatial. It just keeps going.
see, spring is just alchemy
Just alchemy.
in its best.
And I love that's the golden eye. You know, it's just it's like black-eyed Susans almost, and
Oh, you're
just,
right.
there's the eye and there's the goldness. Wow.
In front of what you missed, in front of what you can't see, in front of what you can't hear, in front of what you are behind,
Oops, that's in front. It changed
in
it.
front of what makes you fear, in front of the meaning you need. I love that. The rhythm in it and the
I do
repeated.
too.
Can you read it? Read too?
Oh, read it again. Oh,
Yeah,
because I
please,
love
thank
the
you.
read. In front of what you missed, in front of what you can't see, in front of what you can't hear, in front of what you are behind, in front of what makes you fear, in front of the meaning you need.
There is much more than now has become significant. There is much
There's
more.
more of that now has
Oh, there is much more that now has become significant. And every moment now projects you into the future, and you realize you are safe. You are ready. You are grounded, solid. You know the top and the bottom, and you can slide sideways.
I love that.
wow.
I'm going to come right there. Beautiful. I love what you wrote today. Looking through the portal of shifting consciousness, we see ourselves looking back through to who we are creating into the future.
Oh, I can just see that from
Oh,
where she's standing.
and I see that, and then I see what's around with that copper energy running with all the different.
That copper
Movements.
energy was fabulous.
Yeah, it's just so lovely.
That was such a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You can mark your distance with the garden, and you know the truth inside the roots of the language you spoke from the very beginning.
beginning. Left the R out there. Thank you.
Yes, this writing has become a bit odd. And isn't that what we have been looking for? Because it is in the odd man out that frees us from someone else's predicted future.
Wow.
And see, there's the odd fellow up there, and here's the odd man out here. And that's just so incredible. Let's see. All is now sorted more carefully without interference. So now you can hit the mark of your dreaming with ease. Hitting the mark. Whoa.
Motionary has become your way. Motionary has become your need. Motionary is what has stopped your fear. Motionary is what opens you up to a distant thought that could rally around and stand deeply into.
Mm-hmm.
That you could rally around and stand deeply into.
That you could, yeah.
Okay, read that.
You could put your floor to the metal with this motionary triumph. It's simple. It's tacked down and ready to start. You will not fall because you know what falling is and how it arrives you into the center of the princess and the pea.
The mother waits for us to see the magical opening, for us to walk through, to lighten our weight and worries.
Mm-hmm.
I love that collage.
Yeah, I do too. And I love how she's here and then what you've done at the end. And you know what comes from the pea. The pea supplements your whole body in nutrients. But a small thing that is capable to feed us all, if only we had the patience to let it grow.
Oh.
Let the pea grow. Let it reach your system until you are fed by something so small that you could never starve. Let the taste become your flavor, and your flavor become your salted desire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
An oracle pending in every moment that you know who you are inside. The moment is realized by your desire, and no one else can influence.
And the
The
moment is
oracle
the
of
pea.
yourself. Yep.
The moment is the pea that you can be fed. When you notice every moment in time,
Mm-hmm.
then you are being fed by the pea.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like that's represented here. It's our, but remember that marble that had those little bumps on it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's so it's like the pea is right there.
Mm-hmm. That is really rich, and it is very powerful.
It's very powerful.
The whole thing about the pea.
Yep.
Okay.
Reaching past the no, the saliva breaks down the fiber and creates the assimilation needed to create the rising tide of the boat, the pea green boat, a coracle, an oracle of destination.
Well, we are all launched at the beginning of our
Each journey.
each journey.
Mm-hmm. It's
Okay.
called an each journey.
And from timeline to timeline, we make our way up and down the vine of potential, from black and white to color and back again. We weave our way through.
Mm-hmm. So every lifetime is like an each journey. So you begin your each journey every lifetime. And here, motherwort, swan, narcissi, all land in this world in a similar way. Black and white on a color code of in the beginnings of things. Is that not the perfect thing for this page? Oh my gosh, the black and white and the color and the beginning of each journey.
Mm-hmm. But it's like being fed by the pea. It's when you become so conscious of every moment. That moment is like the pea.
Yeah.
And you know, the pea is used in a lot of nutrients now
Mm-hmm.
because it's
A
so
lot of the
high in protein.
Yeah, it's so
Something so small.
powerful. Wow.
The owl and the pussycat are best friends with the Cheshire cat and caterpillar, wise, with many more than 9 loves between them.
Now with way more than 9 lives.
Oh,
It's supposed to be lives. It changed it. Good
Okay.
grief. Let me fix that for you. Would you like to read that again with the proper letters in the proper place?
No, I'll let you do that.
No. The owl and the pussycat are best friends with the Cheshire cat and the caterpillar. wise, with way more than 9 lives between them. They consult with Tweedledee and Tweedledum, who is not so dumb after all.
The storytelling of mathematical numberings letter themselves up in such a way, in such a way as to unpuzzle the most unpredictable predictions. I love
Predictables.
that.
Prediction.
Unpredictable.
Unpuzzle the most unpredictable predictions.
Coming forward while all waits is the guardian of travel, forming a floor to walk on and the strength it holds for weight. So the weight of the weight is there. I love that one.
Just when you thought you had it right, it became left. And what was left was just leftovers. Good for a second thought, a second meal, a second thought. To assimilate is to listen more closely to what is right in front of you.
Left to their own devices, most people would quit the circus and run off to a place of nurturance, swaddling, compassion, and most of all, love.
Ooh.
And this is a wonderful imprensio patterns that are here to help accelerate and help you assimilate the new curves in this body of work.
And then all of that series on the right-hand side are all the fairy codex. That's wonderful.
And it's just, you easily take it in. It's an imprensio pattern.
Oh, yeah.
All of it is. So as you look at it, it starts working.
Yeah.
To help. Motionary volume is a quickening force that allows us to push ourselves forward, even when all things seem to be standing still. It is an accumulated risk, but it is one that will ensure that you are capable of change and even voluminous change. And this is like, it's not only we're reading it, but you're imprinting it and you're taking in the whole descriptive explanation. But it's also, you're shifting yourself because you're learning that motionary volume is a quickening force, that it doesn't just overwhelm, it quickens, and that it allows us to push ourselves forward even when all things seem to be standing still. So that time where you feel like everything's going so fast that you're not moving at all, that this is actually, it feels like it's risky at that time, because as the more it happens, it feels like it accumulates risk. But in actuality, it's a voluminous change and is helping to ensure that we can. And that's happening more frequently right now. It's, instead of being just, every week or so, or it's happening every day. And on most days, it happens more than once. Okay.
I love that. We got a from the audience.
Yeah.
You got that right, sister.
That's right.
Even enough change that will create you a whole new way of seeing your life that deepens you beyond the risk. So pretty soon you're not as scared of the risk because you're deepening down into it, and you're used to the depth of water it is, and you also know that what the risk, why it's there, and why it's worth it. It deepens you beyond the fear. So as you get used to it, you become it's not so much a risk. You're more knowing of what it is.
Changing.
It deepens you beyond the caution, and it deepens you into voice.
And
that's what we're working right now, is that kind of voice.
And Rosette helps with this. Rosette, a Syrian feline shield bearer, the cat of squaring the round so the mastery of intention can become presence.
And that is the shield that we are developing in this risk.
We are doing that, absolutely. So as things are changing in the world and as things seem topsy-turvy and everything's at risk, quite actually, there's a shield being formed.
Oh, I love the way you said that. And so, you when you see a metallurgist, working with metals.
Mm-hmm.
and
An alchemist.
alchemists and working with metals.
Yeah,
That's what's happening
that
here.
is, yeah, that's exactly it. I love that you put that into words so beautifully, sweetie.
It deepens you into love. It deepens you into softness. It deepens you into receiving. It deepens you into an open mouth. It wings your travel and allows your emotionary distance to enhance your fluidity.
Mm-hmm.
And so as one feels risk, a lot of times you become rigid and you become unyielding and unreceiving and ungiving. But this kind of deepening is the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You become the bond of your own self. You become the bond of your own promises. You become the bond of your own integrity. And you surprise yourself each moment of each day.
Mm-hmm. Threads and bobs and assorted things of lace are all the compass of the goddess fibers of listening.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Threads and bobs, I love that. And assorted things of lace are all the compass of the goddess fibers of listening. So delicate and strong with that weave.
And it is in the intention of the thread.
Mm-hmm.
But today when we went to the Goodwill, we never did get any. But there is large things of threads.
Oh, yeah, the threads.
And like most of them were ones that broke. You know, we tried them. And then, but there was a few that were really sturdy and they could take it.
They're probably still there. So.
Yeah, and there is so there are threads that really won't hold the bond.
Yes.
And so you have to
tug
check
on them
your
to see
threads.
if they snap or not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who are you over there? Who are you under here? Who are you inside of that? Who are you in the way of your real self? Your real point of view? Your real distance of truth?
Mm-hmm.
You have become a marketable truth or an unmarketable truth. Will you money yourself or unmoney yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And this dreaming from all the drawers of your past, you call out to the voice of your future.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the seed or the many-petaled lotus? Water is definitely in your journey, whether you root or grow. You're uncommon, I'm afraid. You're uncommon. I rejoice in you. I rejoice in you. You are uncommon, like a rare seed that grows in a rare land and relates to water like a many-petaled lotus.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Coming above water, you see clearly the blue touching the blue, where sea and sky meet, and you are home in all places as your boat is ready for you to set sail.
I love that.
Confront.
In all of this, you're confronted by oddness.
Uh-huh.
I mean, all these things you said, you know, that you take the risk and you're all these things and, you nail your feet to the floor. I mean, this passage does create oddness.
Yeah, and you feel you feel odd that you work with balancing the sight. You're odd when you move something that is confusing or
Well, you're odd
unfathomable.
when you work in different ways.
Yeah, and you have to confront your oddness of what's the reason and how do you move with the centeredness that you feel and still allow the oddness to be part of what is unfolding. But your boat is ready for you to set sail.
The crow's nest is all swaddled into comfort, and the long view is anticipated. The what?
The seat. The A is not supposed to be there.
The seat, your seal, is ready for the ride. The travel is swift, and we hear there be giants in the land of Lilliput.
That's where we're going.
I love that. And this collage is perfect for it.
Mm-hmm.
Little bitty, look at the giant on the hand and the thing and that.
Mm-hmm.
And the little winged
Yep.
being. Isabella.
Yep.
Little shoes.
And the last words of the book there,
Not for the faint of heart.
because we're going to the land of
That was
Lilliput.
wonderful.
Closure.
Filling up the side saddle with our sideways vision, we begin to ride off into more room.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And there is a clue for this week. Fish File Codex 9, balancing the code. So here we're talking about being on site, having to do with sight, having to do with witnessing, having to do with balance, and all of it is an encodement of what the sacred witness is.
Well, that does kind of look like Lilliput.
No, doesn't it? And then here we are as the publishers.
And since this is Mother's Day coming up, I wanted to really focus on the mother, and this is some of my favorite
Yes.
ones, close-ups of the mother.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't get enough of her.
I know. She was quite, is
I love
quite a
that
presence.
hair and
I
all the
know.
words in between.
The heart. I just love
And her
the center.
kind of
It's
dark
such
body.
such
And
a,
then she's in
way.
the water.
Mm-hmm.
and it's so cool because all these that come to us, they have a certain way they are wanting to be seen, how they look.
Yeah,
how
we
they
have no
are.
idea.
No. And then this
Oh,
one for Mother's
this is my
Day.
mother memories.
There's your
Yeah.
mother memory.
And then when I had Susanna, which was after this time, she's in the other. She's all in all the collages.
Yeah.
Her journey, but these are my boys,
Mm-hmm.
and all our adventures of playing and working with animals and going down to the creek and rocking and playing with friends and over here Daniel's britches are about ready to fall off of him. And there's Tom and Joseph and Daniel. Here's John in the rocking chair. And so beautiful they all were. And then and then Jody and Daniel on some kind of ride or something. And some little friends with all the little pets. It was really.
I love that.
And I love John with his one of our
Goats.
goats. Yeah,
Oh,
they
isn't
look
that
like
sweet?
miniature goats. And then this is Tom and John, and John would always wear the hat, but Tom had a what do you call fireman's hat that he doesn't have on there, but he wore it everywhere.
Oh, I think that's
They
so
all seem to
cute.
have hats.
Yeah.
Joseph with his.
Joseph
Yeah.
had his Daniel Boone furry hat, and he slept in it, and his head sweated all the time. And he was going to do it.
And then the grandchildren, the twins, they in their hats.
Oh yeah,
Well, it
they're
carries
lovers of hats.
carries through the lineage, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm the hat maker. Yeah,
Wow.
that's really
Well, once
very true.
Had
once
blonde hair,
again, this
Tom,
is
so
such.
just-
Wasn't it
was
amazing
wonderful.
how it came together like
Yes,
that?
it's
were
so
just
funny.
quite-
I think we just pour ourselves into
We
it.
did. We just
All
poured
week,
ourselves right
sometimes
in.
we have so many things we're doing, but we're always making the book.
Yeah,
And
always.
so by the time, lately we've kind of waited and done it in about 5 or 6 hours, and by then we're all filled up with the book,
Yeah,
and so it
yeah,
just
that is what
absolutely
happens.
kind of just pours out, and it's very enjoyable that way. So
It's very
I like being filled up
I
with
was
the
gonna
book,
say,
and
you
Yeah.
get
like the
filled
little
up.
teapot,
Yeah.
pouring
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I
It's
love
not
that.
not a.
One of my
job.
favorite
Oh,
songs.
and know what I loved with this was in this particular book, the Hands on Gretel came in to
I
it,
know it.
and that's
And Little Red Riding
and
Hood.
then and also with Lilliput, so that's
Yeah.
unfolding. So there's Each
Well,
one
there
of
was
these
two-
fairy tales are mathematical equations that are being given to people.
And they repeat. Certain people have ones. Those are the ones that repeat in my life.
Yeah.
And then I had a puppet theater, and we did puppetry with Hansel and Gretel,
Mm-hmm.
and then Red Riding Hood,
Mhm.
and they were very fun. And my kids were young, and my mom, she helped me with it too, the little puppetry theater, and it was very. And I stayed with those. That kind of stayed with me in Valley Hill. We did Hansel and Gretel, Sleep Dolls, and so it just kind of repeats itself. And then about the wolf, as in one of my books, is about the wolf, and it's just I think that comes as we're storytellers, but also there's a story that's woven into our lives. That's what fairy tales are about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Isn't that something?
now we'll move on to Sandra and
Yes.
Suzanne and Christina, and they'll share with us the special moments in the book and what they meant to them.
Yes.
Well,
You guys ready?
Yes.
You're gonna-
Well, I gotten Kuan Yin number 24 for the class today, and its purpose are your words. Let their rhythm and language penetrate the environment till the mood changes and you feel the lift of what you have become, understanding. And I was realizing, because I had this thought when I was thinking about this whole book, all I kept thinking about, it had so much levity in it. It had a lot of lightness, a lot of joy and fun, and I realized that those words were very purposed, and that the rhythm of them and the storytelling of them was a language that penetrated the environment until the mood changed and we felt the lift of what we've become. And that really spoke to me. It made so much sense, that Kuan Yin piece, through seeing it through those eyes. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was really cool, because I've really come to understand through you all and through these books and this work about the Fey realm, and you're talking about the fairy tales threaded through this particular piece and many of the other, in fact, all your work pretty much, and how the Fey realm is there to create the levity that we need. And I loved how you had talked about that the mystery is moved the most equationally through laughter, joy, and happiness. And I've really been calling on the Fey realm to help me with that, to help me find that in the seriousness, because I think I really am starting to understand and recognize so much more about that the mystery and the magic and what matters and what will really move things, that motionary in volume really does move through the happiness and joy and having fun and that levity. And that's something that wasn't modeled for me very well growing up. So it's something that I love, though. I mean, it's integral in me when I can get freed up beyond that that imprintation, because that's actually what it's all about to me. I mean, I love it, but I get pressed a lot about it.
I think you are the most tea party girl I've ever met, and you love dressing up for your tea party, because in the kitchen all day long, Suzanne's got, every day she's got some kind of apron on, and she spends the whole day in the apron, and she talks about many things.
Yes.
We talk about the serious and the unserious, the
That's
toilet,
true.
the drink, something we caught, something. It's like that little apron is on for it all.
That's true.
And so it's like that is the tea party girl in the house always.
With the pockets.
Yes,
With
with the
pockets.
pockets.
I've got
Pockets.
pockets in my aprons.
Yes, and
She's
then
got
there comes
fairies
your
in her-
tea party partner, who comes home, and then pretty soon, she has her, her post office outfit on. Then she comes back, and next thing you see her little tea party,
With the appetizers and the hors d'oeuvres.
and she's got the same little buttons and everything, and it's just so funny. So I really think that you are
It is
much more
moving.
fun
It
than
is
you
moving.
realize.
Yes, thank you.
You're just a very serious little tea party girl, and I was that way too when I was young. I was very serious about my puppet shows, and and it's like I'm still doing them. So you are our favorite tea. You two are the favorite tea party couple.
Well, thank you.
And
I
you
love
also
that.
flit in
I
the kitchen.
flit?
You flit.
Oh,
F-L-I-T. You just flit.
oh.
And that's what fairies do.
Well, thank you. Yes.
They're always flitting from here.
Well,
to there.
that's true. I do flit.
Yeah, and she's at the stove, and her little wings are going.
Yeah. Go over here. Oh, no, I'll go here. Oh, no, I'll go here.
Well, it was funny because I was reading one of a new book that Christina picked up at Wings for me, and it's a food writer, but she's talking about her history and her growing up, and she talks about her mother, who was Italian, and she said the kitchen was her office.
Oh.
That she ran everything. That it's like, come into my office, come into the kitchen and talk. Or she would organize things from the kitchen. She would, make things and give things, and
I so
learn
wish we
things
had
and-
that bigger kitchen that we could have a table in it,
I know.
and you could have a desk and.
But I mean, I realize that I've got like a rolly chair in the corner now that I sit in, and I'll be doing research in some of the cookbooks, or looking on Pinterest, or looking through my recipes, or sitting in that
Perfect.
chair, and then as people come in and go, we're talking about things, we're moving things that need to be,
Oh, that is
so
so
it is
true.
kind of cool how you're
Schedules
mentioning
and
that.
calendars
Yeah,
and-
schedules and calendars,
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's so great.
how our lives are, and especially with you doing your yoga in there in the
Oh,
mornings now. It's
Oh
like
my
we're
God.
touching base. You're doing that. I'm moving around your head, standing
and
at the
Sandra's
stove.
in the kitchen fixing her tea or coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so
we are
it's
touching
quite
base
the-
for the whole
juices.
day. God, yeah. You know what? We just have made it our center.
Mhm.
I think the motionary volume pretty much sums it up for our house, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
That it's like a sentient motionary volume.
Oh my
It's
God.
constantly moving and
You are
volumizing.
so right.
That
You are
is
so
really
right.
true.
But you capture this so well when you're trying to move a room around. It's like moving a whole world.
Yeah.
And I feel like this page sums everything up, and it helps me to take in so much more deeply what we're actually moving.
Oh, which one?
And I'm just going to read this part again about motionary volume, that it's a quickening force that allows us to push ourselves forward even when all things seem to be standing still.
Mhm.
And I can't even tell you
Oh,
how
wow.
much things have felt like so stagnant, like ready to
Yeah.
move, but they haven't moved yet. you
Yeah.
know? It is an accumulated risk. Holy cow. It's true.
That is so
Do we know
true.
that?
Oh my
An
God, do we
accumulated
ever feel
risk says
that?
that all. But it is one that will ensure that you are capable of change, and even volume is change. I mean,
Wow.
I felt like we were like a bud that if it doesn't blossom, it's gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much
Quickly.
momentum
Yeah.
that's built up, that's being held, and if you don't open
Yeah.
and
You
be
just
ready
are
to
gonna-
change, it's like you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, I mean, we have felt
That
our
is
room move.
true.
We
Isn't
have
that
felt
cool?
our room moving for over a year, and have had to sit with that, feeling that
I
momentum
don't
building,
think we
and then
wanted
recessing,
We
and
weren't
then
ready
going
to take
forward.
an accumulated risk.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It's very, very risky when
Risky.
you live a layered life.
I love that. It's so true.
Oh my
You
God.
have to really be in the mood. And I love the part that, so somewhere when you are a really, really tight bud
Yeah.
and you have to bloom, somewhere you believe that you are so capable of change.
Oh,
That you believe in yourself enough to be like, you know what? I'm
I
just
can
gonna
do
go
it.
for it.
I can do it.
Well, Anna's Nin spoke about
I know.
that.
I was just
She
thinking
did?
that.
Yes.
She has a famous quote about that.
Really?
Do
Yeah.
you remember it? I mean, Robert had it
I'm
on my
trying to
desk. And I
remember.
forgot.
Yeah, it's like
Something about
when the bud.
some.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's very similar to what you
Oh,
were
yeah.
saying.
good.
Though.
It's
It's
so
really
tight.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna die if you don't. You
Oh
have.
my gosh.
There comes a point when the bud has to blossom,
Has to do it.
or it will die.
Yeah.
Well, that is. I mean, that's what it
Yeah.
feels like. And then
Yeah.
when you take that chance, and I
Mhm.
love how there's so much talk about risk and change, because I think that that's what makes sometimes people's rooms be in cement and have it be standing
Yeah, they're
still.
the same always.
You know, it's not something that
Right.
one wants to really do.
Yeah.
But there's so much that comes from it, and that's what I love this next part. Even enough change that will create
Yes.
you a whole new way of seeing your life.
Yes. I
That
wrote that too.
deepens you beyond the risk.
Mm-hmm.
It deepens you beyond the fear. It deepens you
Yes.
beyond the caution. It
Mhm.
deepens you into voice.
Well,
And I
no.
totally am so grateful, because I feel like we do have a new life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Already we feel
Just
that.
moving a room around
Mm-hmm.
can help.
Look, it has all the potency of your future in it.
Yes.
You're right.
You set different things in certain places
Mm-hmm.
for future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
It's
is so
showing us
cool.
like where we're going because it's revealing itself
yeah.
to us beyond any figuring. We're having to listen so closely, especially you're doing
That's a
it.
very expanded perspective to think of it like that.
I
That it's
love
including
that.
the future. I love
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
love that so much.
The rest of the next page of that I had written down also because I loved it that
Oh,
it
good,
that
yes.
it also deepens you into love. It deepens you into softness. It deepens you into receiving, and it deepens you into an open mouth. And I really and it wings your travel and allows your emotionary distance to enhance your fluidity. I just thought that was the most beautiful. Those couple of paragraphs are like poetry, and I just
Well, they are
felt-
poetry.
Well, they are. You're right. They are.
You should
my
write
God.
that down
You
someday.
should.
Oh wait, it is.
Wait, it is written down. So, but I just, and the more that I'm able to do that, and the more change, I feel all of those things happen to me, and that's why I wrote it down too, because I just feel like that it deepens me into more softness, into more receiving, and into an open mouth of being able to assimilate and to give sound of nurturance and and recognition. So I just love this book. I mean, I just think it had so much fun in it. It had a lot of hope. It had a lot of reassurance, and it had a lot of really cool insights and flips on things.
Had a lot of quickening.
Yes, that's a great word for it, and that's very Faye.
I like how you were talking about finding the thicker thread at Goodwill too, because this collage talking about threading and bobbing and assorted things of lace are all the compass of the goddess fibers of listening.
Oh yeah.
And it was neat because I was just looking at some yoga exercises and I realized one of my favorite ones is called threading the needle, and I didn't know that.
Yes, I love.
And when you talked about finding thread, that was like, that doesn't break, like it's more strong and doesn't, like, I feel like when you do that movement, that it activates that stronger thread, that red thread
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
that can thread the needle of intention, so I just realized, whoa, that
There's a
just
story with it.
opened up a whole new dialogue. So thank you for bringing that forward.
Well, I like your comparison to threading the needle. I love that.
Oh, cool, thank you.
That was beautiful. And I think part of the poetry of the work is part of the reason that for the first time, I realized that the whole body of work all flows together, but that each page completes itself.
Yeah.
And then they are like, each page is like poetry.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like its
Yeah,
own
you're
poem.
posting
Yeah.
them too.
And so now I'm just taking it as itself, and then I'm even taking away. At first, I thought I should leave up there which magazine it is, you know, and I sat with that, and even though I got to go ahead, it felt kind of hard, and then finally I did. I cut it away, and it's a free floating piece of work.
Yeah.
And that each body of work has got every page. You could read the page and be complete.
Uh huh.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
And
It
so
is.
that's like each page is like a piece of poetry.
I love that.
That's
And so when you said that, I thought that is what we're starting to do.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful.
and I've loved sharing it that way. And I realize that you have told me, all of you, all that, how it's perfect for that
Yeah,
day. And
yeah.
what is there is from lots of times 2 or 3 books.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
So thank you so
Thank
much.
you for doing them.
I also love the questions that you asked about who are you over there? Who are you under the hair? It was funny because I thought you were actually talking to me at one point. I thought, here I am. I'm over here.
I love
That's
that.
good. That's really good.
Because it was.
And who are you inside of that? And who are you in the way of your real self, your real point of view, your real distance of truth? And it felt like nesting doll questions.
Ooh,
I like
that's
that.
delicious.
I love that.
And who are you inside of that? And we found a couple of really cool, what do you call those? Nesting heart boxes.
Oh yeah, they're
What
like
about
nesting
Christmas?
boxes.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And they're hearts, but so I opened the box and I forgot that they had all those ones inside.
Yeah, it is like a
It was magical.
treasure.
But like, if we think of ourselves as when we open the lid and see all the different boxes and nested inside of ourselves,
Yeah.
what a
That is
great
beautiful.
visual.
That sounds good.
I like the idea of nesting doll boxes, like, but also like nesting doll pages or nesting doll poems,
Yeah.
where I never thought of it, but they are like they all nest inside of each other.
Ooh, that is
Yeah.
a ring nesting doll poem.
Yeah, I think that'd be.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I
I
can
love
feel a
that
little,
idea.
I can feel some
Inspiration
what do you
coming.
call that when you can felt it a little?
Oh,
You can feel it.
felting. Cool.
Wow. One question too that says, "Are you the seed or the many-petaled lotus?"
Oh,
Water is definitely in your journey, whether you root or grow. You are uncommon, I'm afraid. You're uncommon. I rejoice in you that you are uncommon, like a rare seed that grows in a rare land and relates to water like a many-petaled lotus.
I
Coming
love
above,
that.
coming above water, you see clearly the blue touching blue, where sea and sky meet, and you are home in all the places, as your boat is ready for you to set sail. I mean, wow, this just really speaks on so many levels there. I'm fascinated about the lotus too, with, you know, like when we all went kayaking and stuff, we'd run
yeah.
into some lotuses
Yeah.
and just realizing how deep the root system is. That, I mean, it's like most of it's in the dark,
Yes.
and then
In
to
the
have
mud.
you know, so much emerge from the light. It's really pretty incredible.
Yeah.
The
It
illumination that would bring to the.
It's like a fairy tale, isn't it?
It really
It's over there at
is.
Seven Tree Pond.
I'm fascinated
Yeah.
by.
I hope we get to get out there this year some
Yeah.
point.
That'd be nice.
We can just float around
I just
the
float
lotuses.
inside of them.
we just kind of put it into our mind's eye
Mm-hmm.
that we could get out there,
Mhm.
float around.
Mm-hmm. So thank you all so much. This book
Mm.
is
Thank
chock
you.
full of just great stuff, and I love Not for the Faint of Heart.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Kind of like do not enter unless you have this work is not for the faint of
If
heart.
you don't have your floaties on.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I do love that passage where it says, "Who are you over there?"
I know, and I'm like,
Who are
It
you?
felt so
Yeah.
bizarre.
I am over.
me, I'm right here. Hello?
So great.
Uh-huh.
Oh God,
Well.
these are beautiful.
Mhm.
Sandra, did you already talk? Oh, okay.
No, I've been having fun listening to. This has been interesting because I have gone in and out of the past with this poetry, and I'm assuming it's because there are things that I want to let go of, but there's also things I want to see as miracles, and especially when one of the sentences you used was finding the reasons for things is something you have to dig deeper for, and that started me off. That ease is such an odd fellow. Not everyone is as comfortable as you'd think they'd be, and that has been something that's kind of been with us for years, and I realized that then okay, now on this page you might understand what I'm feeling. That you wrote on-site work is some of the very best kind. You fit right in and are able then to get a lay of the land, so that what needs doing gets going, and what unfolds can be seen with ease. And I think that's exactly what this journey has been over the 35 years.
Oh,
We've been in places that has been difficult, but by God, we make it through every place we've ever been, every home we've ever lived in, every city we've ever lived in, whatever state we've lived in. And it is because we get the lay of the land, and we manage to stay on top of it. And we've never been buried by anything. And I think we need to
let's
recognize.
knock on wood here.
Huh?
Knock on wood.
Holly, but we haven't. I mean, we always, because it's on-site work. We're working all the time. It's
I
some of
love
the
that
very
on
best
site
kind.
work. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Every moment we're working.
Every moment, and then you're able to get the lay of the land. So we've seen the lay of the land. We accept what the land is, and then we go beyond it, so that what needs going gets going, doing gets going, and what unfolds can be seen with ease. And we've always managed to move through all of those places and with ease. And not maybe the ease what somebody else would say, but the fact that we got the hell out of places, and we went
We're
to
still
new and better
alive.
places,
Mhm,
new and better
mhm.
places. And then let's see, I'm trying to jiggle my little pen. So that's kind of where I'm. And then on page 18, that's not the right one. Maybe it was 17. Well, I talked about fainting forward each day. We fall into dreams that we hid back. And so that's what I'm feeling. That's just this whole energy right now is coming. Those new things are coming. The old is being removed, and we're seeing and we've had dreams all through these years, and the dreams are coming true. We may have to hit some bumps and bruises along the way, but we've never stopped, and I think I'm really proud of us, and I'm proud of the work you all have done, and the fact that you've continue day after day, moment after moment. You're always living inside the work, and you've given all that to us so that we can live in there with you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I get so absorbed I forget to look at what I love this.
Beautiful, thank you.
When you said, yes, this writing has become a bit odd and isn't what you have been looking for, because it is the odd man out that frees us from someone else's predicted future.
Yeah, I love that.
And that you faced all these years, but you've stuck to what it is. You keep giving it out. We are odd man out, but we're going to hang in there and to go wherever the future takes us. And again, it's being very proud of you all for doing that. And there's times, that we would all not question, but kind of like, oh, are we, have I done the right thing? Have I not, or whatever? And that's our odd man out, and I like that idea. And that each day we fall, that it frees us from someone else's predicted future. And the whole point of talking about going back in the past, when you're talking about the boats that we've had that have been part of the family, from the very beginning, you all as a couple, and then with Susanna and the kids, have always had a boat where they could all jump in on top of you and dream with you, and whether it was a couple of couches put together.
Oh, that's right.
And so that really hit me when you were talking about it. And then I thought of the green pea boat.
Yes. The vortex tower.
Yeah, right. That boat, and then the oracle boat. I love that oracle boat, and it's upstairs on the 3rd floor. And I think of all the joy we had in making that boat. So you've always been ready to drift and escape and move forward on boats, and they've been very protective of you all these years.
It is very strange for people that, for me, I was always land.
I know, me land bound, and and then I think lastly, when you all were talking about the threads, I love that, and that you become the bond of your own self. You become the bond of your own promises. You become the bond of your own integrity, and you surprise yourself each moment of each day. And I love that. And it does happen, and sometimes in strange ways, or after something needed to be really faced and looked at. But by gosh, we always, at the end of each day, we've surprised ourselves. I've surprised myself, and I think that's the greatest gift this work can give to the world, and you all have made sure that it's out there. So thank you.
Well, thank you for your voice.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's just...
Yeah, I asked for more words.
Yeah.
And thank
They're
you. That
there.
was more words, and I loved it.
Me too.
And the crow's nest, the whole part of the crow's nest. We have had so many crows around the house lately. Since, maybe they've been there before, but since I've been out in the garden. And they sit up in this one tree when I happen to be out there and just crow and crow and crow and squawk.
Well, your family.
Yeah. And it's just, because
Yeah,
we lost all our birds
Uh-huh.
because of other little things, but the crows are here. So we have a crow's nest that's swaddled into comfort and the long view is anticipated. So we've got our crow's nest back.
That's
It's
fun
so
to
fun.
hear.
I think I saw something, I think it was earlier today on X, that one of the women that we follow over in England is called the Shepherdess or something, but she's been, I think, feeding some crows or something, and one of them, I think she calls it Rodney or something, one in particular one, and she said, today for the first time, he looked straight at her, hopped over right to her, and dropped a worm down for her to have.
Oh.
So she said it just made her day. So
Oh my
my
God.
goodness.
it's so personable. You know, it's just a matter of being patient with them, and then they'll bring you gifts because they pick up gifts from around your area for themselves. So
I'm looking forward to tomorrow because we got our red tent in, and maybe we'll be able to get it up in the afternoon.
Yeah,
And
it shouldn't be hard.
Start getting ready for
For the season. Yep.
It's the season, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Wow. Well, thank you, everyone. This was such a wonderful
That was beautiful.
and a
Y'all's
cozy
comments
class.
were,
Yeah,
what you all
each
shared
and
was
every
just
one of
so
you.
rich.
Thanks.
And meant a lot for Robert and I.
Me and you.
I know it meant
are
a
so
lot to
happy.
Diane and everyone else in here.
Yeah.
Oh, it just,
Thank you all so much.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, and thank you, Diane. Thank you for
Thank
being
you for
here.
everything
And
that
we-
helps uncover for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
and then I get to
wonderful.
blossom.
Okay.
You're the person
Well,
that we can send it out to.
yes. Yeah. Well, until next week then. It will either be the 17th or 18th, depending on whether we do it on a Saturday or a Sunday. Unless, of course, we do it on a Tuesday or Wednesday, in which case that'll be a different date. That's how we
Oh,
flow.
that's how
Flexible is our middle
We're
name.
odd men out, and
Yeah.
we do what we need to do.
Yeah. So thanks
What do you
again,
do?
and we will be seeing you a week from now. Or thereabouts. Whoops. Okay, that's it for now.